Hey everybody, Kane here and welcome to another video of Art of Conquest. In this one we have battle tournaments, all 5 stages. So the first one, what I've done here is I have placed the Sylvani frontline. I tried trees for quite a few of the tries, I think for maybe like 10 minutes, and they didn't really work. At the same time, I had, I think, 4 mushroom squads only because I needed 5 trees. So I made it so I put 3 frontline and 2 additional mushrooms. All of them are, I suppose, buffed by Avalon, which kind of makes it pretty easy. Or easier if I would just move it 1 square to the right. But I made it happen with this one. The other heroes I use Gan for, of course, buffing, and Valerie, of course, for damage. Because in this particular event, I suppose, like, Valerie does the most damage out of all of the mages. So, the second stage, we have a stage where we require to place 3 troops and have no casualties. So this one, I tried my damn hardest to make it on auto, but I just wasn't able. So I think I tried for also maybe like 7 to 10 minutes, and in the end I just did a formation in which I would be able to pass. However, again, this is not going to be on auto. So what I did was I placed Lich Mages or Lich Warlocks, and they were killing the trees pretty quick. So I had to cast Valerie first, because Valerie does the most damage and she's gonna kill stuff, as you can see, in pretty much almost one shot. Now, the other thing is, why did I use Raxia's stun is because these Warlocks were starting to focus these Lich Warlocks on the left. And the, I suppose, stages, no casualties. So these Warlocks were killing my own Warlocks. That is why I put Raxias there and I started to stun them. So just be aware if you're gonna copy that, this is a must-have to do. At the same time, there was a mushroom here, which likely would have run to the Warlocks as well if I didn't stun it. So yeah, and this was done with, I suppose, 4 or 5 casts maybe, Valerie, Avril, and I think a couple of Raxiases. And that's pretty much all you required. So one moment, let me just skip through. Oh, I didn't really show the formation on this one. Oh, that's fine. Now, the next one is the third stage, I believe. I tried various formations, I tried spiders, all that kind of stuff, and it did not really work. So I just went with 4 human archers, 3 cavaliers, because they're gonna be able to tank quite a bit, as well as I went with Valerie and Gazul. I think I had somebody different in here. Let's see. Let's play. No, I think I removed it, or the transition removed it. I think I had Avril in there or something like that, and it didn't really work out because Gazul has Fearsome Aura, and Fearsome Aura makes the archers run away or run away faster, but for some reason they're not running away. But I mean, it helped out more for some reason than with Avril. I have no clue why. But as you can see, the formation 3 cavaliers, this is how I place the archers. For, I suppose, maximum effect, because for example, this Valerie usually goes to the right side because it still has some army remaining, while this one is breaking through pretty quickly. So the 4th stage are the Blade Masters. This one took me maybe 5 to 10 minutes because I already built a formation like this before against this stage. So, as you can see, Solaris, you have heroes around here. Solaris is gonna solo tank majority of them. And of course, we have Valerie just behind him. So, if they clump up on one hero, Valerie is just gonna nuke them all by herself. There is really no other hero in here apart from maybe Nora that actually does damage. Like, You would think Avril would do any. No, she doesn't do any. So you have to place Valerie in the very far corner, so she would be able to handle like 50% of the side. Then you have to place. Wait, do we have Nora? Yeah, we have Nora somewhere closer to the middle, I suppose, so she would at least help out a little bit. Then we have Rakan Archer solely on the other side. So what we do here is we have to cast abilities by ourselves. So we cast Valerie, we cast the Bad Blitz, and then we started firing off the archers. Aside from that, I think we're gonna cast Avril, but Avril doesn't do damage, so it doesn't really matter if we even cast her. And as you can see, we're clearing it with a very quick speed. And pretty much, I suppose that is the only way, or close to the only way, how you can clear it. Maybe Deadeyes, maybe Rocketeers, but I tried them and I wasn't able to figure anything out. And we still had a few seconds to spare with this one. So pretty much, I think the only thing of how you can pass it is pretty much Rakan. So again, Avalon buffing all of the archers. We have Rufio stunning with like that majority of the squad of Blade Masters so they don't enter the archer range or whatever. And by the time they exit the stun, the archers are firing off. So, and this is the last stage. So, we require 4 heroes and no casualties. So, as you can see, I placed Swordmen, 4 squads in the very front row. And then we have the Rakan Monks. Majority of the time before, I was using the Red Spearman, as you can see in the backline, but something happened to this particular stage, and I think the tankiness was buffed or the Spearman's damage was nerfed. I don't really know what the hell happened, but it no longer became pretty easy to clear this particular stage with Red Spearman. Now, the only thing I've noticed that I did a mistake on is these swordmen should actually be dire, because they're gonna die, some of them, and a dead swordman will provide an HP shield, which is kind of better, because then of course you're gonna be using a revive with Virion, and that additional HP shield might kill less swordmen. It took me, I think, 3 or 4 tries to make it happen. So have to have Valerie on one side, and of course you have to have monks situated like this. Be aware that I moved the swordmen to the backline closer to Avalon, because if I'm gonna use Avalon to buff these monk squads, they're gonna run in front of the swordmen and jump into the range of Deadeyes. So you need to also use Avalon to buff swordmen. And the only way you can do it is having Avalon at this square, because if you place them just a little bit forward, he's gonna go melee range and die. That is why the swordmen were moved. Aside from that, I still think I put the red spearman, or blue spearman in this case, never mind. So similar formation, so as you can, you can see the monks are actually jumping to the front line. So I use the side of the monks which are taking or would have taken damage. I did that. I did the bottom one. And as you can see, swordmen at the bottom are taking damage. Now to note, the first ability I casted was Vega Heal and then Valerie Fire Dance. And then the rest really don't matter, but you can, I suppose, use Valerie for a little bit more damage. And at the very end of the stage, where you see you're killing most of the Deadeyes, you can then try and click Virion Revive. If you revive and this X here at no casualties disappears, you pretty much perfected the stage. If it doesn't, you need to retry a couple of times. That is like probably the only formation I figured. I also tried about 5 to 7 minutes and really didn't find a formation that could auto it. And the only other easy way out of this was the formation or similar formation that I've used before. But yeah, that's pretty much it. spearmen in this are actually pretty decent. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully they helped you out. If they did, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. Thanks for watching. Take care and stay safe out there.